Okay, we are continuing our football club history series, and this is by request. I've had a lot of requests to do a video on this particular football club, which is what I find very interesting because the football club has only spent one season in the top flight, hasn't won a trophy since 1909, and has never won the trophy since it's been in the Football League since 1920. It has played in a Charity Shield final, again before it joins the Football League, which is very interesting. Have you guessed who it is yet? It's Northampton Town Football Club. Now, Northampton, as a sports location, is more known for the Northamptonshire County Cricket Club and Northampton Saints, who play rugby union, the Rugby Union Premiership. Now, Northampton Town Football Club have spent one season in the top flight. They do have a very quirky record that I don't think gets broken. And they do have a very interesting history. In this video, we're going to look at their foundation date, their time spent in the Midland League, their time spent in the Southern League, where they do win the league title, and their time spent in the Football League, where they have their quirky record. And we'll also look at some club records by players. So, founded in 1897, they joined the Midland League after a couple of years. They only stayed in the Midland League for 2 years, between 1899 and 1901. Then they joined the Southern League, which was a rival league of some size in comparison to the Football League, except more of the clubs were amateur. They're in the Southern League from 1901 till 1920. The aftermath of World War I, there's a massive expansion of the Football League, which we have covered in the history of the Football League video, and in 1920 they're one of that influx of clubs into the Football League, which changes the Football League structure and adds more divisions. They've been in the Football League ever since. Now, they currently play at Six Fields. They've been there since 1994. Current capacity 7,798, too short of 7,800. They used to ground share with Northamptonshire County Cricket Club. That is what I find a very quirky fact, but they're not the only football club to have ground shared with a cricket club. Bramall Lane, oldest stadium in continuous use in this country, going back to 1862 when it comes to team sports like football and rugby union, has also hosted cricket matches, current home of Sheffield United, and we'll get to that in the Sheffield United video. But Six Fields, purpose-built for the club, they moved in there in 1994. Lots smaller than the county cricket ground for capacity, hence why their capacity records have actually been set way back in the 60s when they were a Division 1 side against Fulham. But currently, it's a decent-sized stadium for the lower divisions. Now, their silverware. They've won the Southern League in the 1908-1909 season, and by virtue of winning that league title, they were allowed to play in the Charity Shield in 1909. The following season, that's the closest they've got to any kind of major silverware. Now, the Southern League, obviously a lot of clubs, as I say, were absorbed by the Football League in 1920 out of financial necessity due to the aftermath of World War I. Never won any silverware since being a Football League club. The closest they came was the Charity Shield in 1909, and that was before they were a Football League club. Now, talking about their period in the Football League, they had the shortest time taken to go from the bottom level, the fourth tier, the fourth division, League 2, to what is now the Premier League, the old first division, and back to the fourth tier again, 9 seasons. 9 seasons it took. That is the quirky fun fact about this football club, is they spent 1 year in the top flight, or 1 season, the 65-66 season. That is when their club attendance record was set versus Fulham at Northamptonshire County Cricket Club, over nearly 25,000 packed into the County Cricket Club ground to watch a relegation battle between Fulham and Northampton Town. And yeah, that is a fun, quirky fact. Now, the club records are very interesting. Now, their top flight season was 65-66. One of the players on this list was part of that team that went from the fourth tier to the top flight, but wasn't actually playing for the club when they were a top flight club, and that's Tommy Fowler. He was at the club from 46 to 61. He holds the overall appearance record of 552. The goalkeeping record is held by Peter Gleeshaw, 412 appearances in friendlies and all regular season competitions between 82 and 1992. So when they're still playing at the County Cricket Club ground. And for goals, Jack English, 143 set between 1947 and 1959. A very short period where he's banging in the goals, and that is very, very interesting. All those records for club records were set when they were ground sharing with Northamptonshire County Cricket Club. I don't think the appearance records for either goalkeeper or outfield player get broken. The goals record might. The goals record might if a player stays there long enough and Northampton Town go further up the Football League pyramid, higher up the divisions. A player may be more inclined to stay for a longer spell. Currently, they're in League 2. there's always a lot of squad movement, a lot of players moving clubs, and most players don't stay at clubs very long these days. So club loyalty is a rare thing. So that is very interesting. Those club records were all set before the club moves to Sixfields. Rivals. Now this is interesting because there's a club on their rivals list historically that no longer exists. Their main rivals are Peterborough United, but I call it the varsity rivalry, the university rivalry. Oxford United and Cambridge United also come up on the list because of where they are situated geographically in the East Midlands, verging on East Anglia, just north of Oxfordshire. So you've got Oxford United and Cambridge United. MK Dons, the club everyone loves to hate, out other than Millwall because of the AFC Wimbledon link. I will do the club history video on MK Dons, and that will be very, very interesting because I will include the previous AFC Wimbledon history, not the current AFC Wimbledon history, because that's the new start-up club. And Coventry City, who ironically had to share Sixfields for a brief period whilst there was ongoing stadium issues in regards to their current stadium, the Coventry Building Society Stadium, formerly known as the Rico, and there's a rivalry with Coventry City as well, which I find really interesting. Considering, if you look at these clubs, Peterborough United have been either a League One or Championship club. Coventry City have also gone up and down the divisions since they got relegated out of the Premier League. Oxford United and Cambridge United have generally been in the lower levels of the Football League. And MK Dons, again, another ex-Premier League club, if you look at the old AFC Wimbledon, very interesting that all those clubs have also gone up and down the divisions, but I find it interesting that Peterborough United are their main rivals, considering they don't normally play in the same league on a regular basis. So they don't regularly play all these clubs year in, year out, because all these clubs seem to go up and down the Football League pyramid, and they seem to be rarely in the same league at the same time, which I find interesting. And the defunct club, Rushton and Diamonds. Remember them? Best kits ever. Best kits ever. But Rushton and Diamonds, a club that I have to look at some point at defunct clubs, looking at the rise and fall of Rushton and Diamonds. They had a fantastic colour scheme for their kit, fantastically garish kits. And yeah, they were one of their rivals until they went bust. So there we go. There's a brief history of Northampton Town. Obviously, better known as a rugby town than a football town for success. And of course, you've got the cricket club as well, where they used to ground share. Northampton Town Football Club, the Cobblers. There you go. There's a brief history by subscriber and viewer request. I've done it very, very briefly, because they haven't won anything, really. If they'd won a lot of trophies in their history, then this video would be far more interesting. But I thought, there you go, little look at Northampton Town. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment sections below, and I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.